It's
barrel,
it's
barrel,
it's
barrel.
it's barrel.
It's a hard barrel.
It's barrel.
Hard barrel.
Barrel.
It's a hard barrel.
It's barrel. Or not. It's barrel.
Barrel,
It's barrel.
barrel,
It's barrel.
barrel.
Barrel. Or not.
Thanks to Buell.
Straight barrel. And
Buell?
DJ Seaweed. Oh man, those
That
Buell
was-
wetsuits. I
That
tell you
wasn't
what.
DJ Seaweed. That was
Oh, who-
DJ J Martinez.
Oh sweet, DJJ.
But yeah, Buell Surf, Buell Wetsuits, Buell. I think we're going to be giving away a suit in the next week or two, by the way.
They are stinking great wetsuits.
They are.
I mean, they really, truly, like, nothing more needs to be said, I think, than anybody who surfed for more than a few years. I'm going to say more than 10 years. The difference between a lousy suit and a great suit is it's the little things, right? It's like where the zipper is. It's how you climb into it. It's how it peels off. Like how warm it keeps you, of course, all of this. But Buell is best in class.
The fine details are dialed in for sure. So Buell Surf and then Buell Grit 25 gets you 25% off your purchase.
I can't believe they're
So
still
go
doing
and
this.
take
That is
advantage
an
of that.
insane amount of money off a wetsuit purchase.
It really is. Yeah. So thank you, Buell, for wrapping Barrel or Nah up in neoprene. We love you. We will be giving away a suit. We're going to design that and probably roll it out in the next week or two. But whatever. Look forward to that. It'll be fun. We'll make it fun. The first listener line call, it's interesting. 2 Barrel or Nahs came in back to back on the listener line that were about the exact same subject.
Wow.
So I'm going to play both of them just because they both make different points.
David Lee Scales and Chaz. This is Johnny up in Northern California. Got a barrel or nah for you. What about surfing dogs? Barrel or nah? You know, like a chocolate lab on the nose of some guy's longboard, or a little Boston Terrier with a life jacket getting pushed into waves on a boogie board. Thanks, Philip.
I'm going to play the second one just because he put effort into the call, so I'm going to play it for him.
Hey, barrel or not, surfing dogs. On one hand, it seems really cool and cute. I had an English bulldog who loved to go on the paddleboard with me. I never really took him in waves, but I would take him kind of in this bay we have, and there would be a little boat wake that we could catch. I don't know, maybe some dogs enjoy it. He certainly did that. But then I've seen these dog surfing competitions, and some of the dogs kind of look terrified. I don't know if I can tell. It's just sort of the feeling I got because they're clutching this board, and then there's a wipe out. I'm like, dogs aren't meant to go in the ocean and wipe out and shit like that. So are we doing it for our vanity, like people who dress up their dog in a fireman outfit for Halloween? Or do you think maybe they enjoy it? So barrel or not? Thanks.
Do you want to lead us off?
I mean, I think there's the odd dog, because we've all seen these clips, who actually like it. I would reckon that 99% of dogs do not like it. They're just getting forced to do it.
Yeah.
So I think where it works is dogs, man's best friend, etc. And so it wasn't Ricochet, was it? Who's the dog that just died? The therapy dog?
I have no idea.
There was one surf therapy dog that would go out with kids with, I don't know if it was autism or whatever, right? Like, so it's a combo of kid in the water, surfing, riding a wave with a dog there as a fun component to that, right? So I'm all barrel on that. But that is like, I'm going to say 0.05% of the surfing dog population. There's like very few. I think anybody else who's taking their dog surfing, have at it, as long as you know you are torturing your dog, which is all fine and good. That's your dog. You do what you want with your dog. I've gotten in trouble on this show. One of our earliest me getting in troubles was for talking about dogs. I recant, except it really does feel good. Just a swift boot.
No. Well,
Just kidding.
I'll jump in here then. Yeah, so we talked last week about forcing your kid to surf, and that's probably why these two calls came in. They probably landed on this thought after thinking about that. And I was talking about when you force your kid to surf, sometimes it's the parent who's trying to, live out their own thing basically through their kid. The pet version is entirely that,
Yeah.
like there is no dog who showed an inclination towards surfing, and then the parent thought, or the owner rather thought, wow, okay, let's go ahead and get Fido out on a surfboard. He looks like he's into it. It's only ever the human imposing it upon the
So,
dog.
I mean, this is where I'm saying the 0.5% though. I could imagine having a pup, right, who's just down there, like you take him to the beach and just in the surf, like basically
Yes.
body surfing, like running out, trying to sort of catch waves, where I feel like a small subset of dogs really enjoy that. And so
Tiny.
then if you've got one of those, then you can think, well, how will it feel on a soft top, right? Like if the dog is leading, which again, I think to exactly your point, like with kids, I think you gotta, what are the odds of forcing a kid to surf and then it taking with the kid? I'm gonna say you probably got it. Surfing is fun, essentially. Like getting pushed along with the ocean is fun. And so I'm gonna say you got 25% odds that if you throw your kid on a surfboard, you know, if they're not afraid of water, they can swim. Other things obviously factored in. But if your kid can swim and is not afraid of water and you push him on a surfboard, well, I'll say even 40% chance that they might really like that, right?
Yeah.
I'll say again with the dog, it is 0.05% chance. Your dog has to show 100% inclination to basically body surfing themselves.
They really have to lead the way.
Yeah.
The late great Larry Haynes, I stayed at his house on the North Shore a couple years ago, and he had a dog named Luna, and Luna was that 0.5%. Luna was a great dog. I don't know if Luna's still around, but and Larry had imagery, posted in his house, blown up and framed of he and Luna at like kind of open ocean, nothing critical, but like larger surf that's lully on a stand-up paddle, so plenty of surface, and Luna perched on the nose, having the time of her life. And I got to know Luna and her personality, and she was that 0.5%. She was amped. So that there's nothing better in the world than seeing that. That's actually like super exuberant and infectious, but it's only because it's so rare. And so everybody else who's foisting it upon their dog is actually diminishing the returns for that tiny percentage. You know what I mean? Like it's maybe psychic abilities are capable in human beings, but all the fraud psychics out there make it look like complete hokum. And so now I don't take any of it seriously. Yep. And there might be a psychic who can tell the future and read minds and all that sort of stuff, but I'm throwing that baby out with the bathwater.
Because of the surfing dog who didn't want to go surfing.
The vast majority that don't. Yeah. So all that this does is make you look like a terrible owner and a terrible human being. So don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it unless the only way to do it is your dog is basically running away to go surf itself. Then you could say, okay, I'll feed your lifestyle, dog. Mm-hmm. I'll meet you where you're at.
Exactly. Okay, good. 2 gnaws coming off of that one. Barreler Gnaw number 2. David, I heard your discussion recently about wearing hats at dinner and air travel attire. The next day, I flew to LA next to a guy wearing a tank top. I don't even think that falls into Barreler Gnaw category because it's definitely a gnaw for obvious reasons, but keep up the quote good work. Yes, good work. Thank you, Dana. So Barreler Gnaw, tank tops in public.
Tank tops in public are fine. Tank tops in public in close proximity to others, there's an easy solve here, which I do. You just bring a button-up shirt and you throw your button up over your tank top when you're in close proximity. Like if you are not around others, all great, all good, perfect, right? I see the style tank tops have a place, not in enclosed environments.
Because of the amount of skin showing or because of the aroma?
I think just the aroma and the potential for aroma,
Yeah.
right? Like where I think if you throw a button up on over your tank top, then it shows you're aware of I'm containing this situation. It's all good, right? Like
Yeah.
I was out in the sun looking stylish, but now I'm gonna show you that I know what's going on.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. I'm also going nah, but for different reasons. And this falls in line for me about wearing shorts in public, wearing sandals in public. There's certain I don't know, segments of the body where it's too much. We don't want to see it. Like,
The
I don't know
arms,
why. It's
the
just
upper, the shoulder.
for some reason with men, I feel like it's just modesty is the more dignified approach.
I'm gonna say if you've got cut arms though, if you've got a shoulder definition into you're good to go. You're fine. Show them
It's
arms off.
I I think that does look better than if it's like a hairy back dude where the hair is overtaking the tank top, and like growing up around it.
I mean that has its own beauty.
But even still, even the chiseled arm guy, now he's doing it because he's the chiseled arm guy, and that offends me too.
It
I
doesn't
just
need to
think,
be chiseled though.
but you know what? You know what's more dignified and actually looks even cooler is the dude who has those same arms, but they're wrapped up in a t-shirt, and you can see, holy cow, that guy's shredded, and he's not even showing off because he knows he's shredded. He's quietly confident.
So, like all pendulums, I mean, this show has really been dedicated to pendulum swinging. Uh, the t-shirt, I think, I love the t-shirt. Do not get me wrong, but the t-shirt as the end all and be all of like male fashion and or like your male staple, I get it. You and I both wearing t-shirts right now. You and I both wear t-shirts 7 days out of 7, except for the one time that you get into a tank top and or a button up. And I am going to advocate for more tank and more button up. Like
All right.
this
I'm going the opposite.
the tyranny of the t-shirt needs to end.
I'm okay with the button up. I'm fine with that. And I'm even okay with the button up over the tank. I'm just saying too much skin. And I do agree with you in tight quarters where you're forced to kind of be next to it or stare into it. I'm against that especially.
100%. That's a politeness issue.
Yeah.
Otherwise, though, I'm going to say every listener, every male listener, go get yourself a tank, 3. Go get yourself 3 button-ups. Start working out the t-shirt and working in other shirts. The tyranny of the tee must end.
Okay. Print that on a tee. Okay. Final barrel or not came from MJ at the beginning of the show. A warm toilet seat warmed by another man's buttocks. We never addressed it in his email.
I'm going to say, as much as I would like to go barrel here, I'm going to have to say it's no barrel. Like, it is, if you got to do it, you got to do it, and don't be squeamish. Squeamishness for a man, I think in particular, is the extreme no barrel. So if you are at the airport, need to do some business, drop trow, sit down, and like bounce right up with a squeal because the toilet seat is warm, you have the greater problem. Squeamishness is a straight up flat C forever. There's no barrel coming anywhere for you. But I would prefer not to have the seat warmed up by the buttocks of another man. You?
I agree. I love that MJ admitted to the fact that he's kind of grown into appreciating the warmth of the other man's buttocks, pre-warming the seat for him. But as abrupt as a cold toilet seat can be, it is way more comfortable than a warm toilet seat, just sentimentally.
I mean, I think, and I don't know about you, but my mind, if I sit down on a warm toilet seat, will race right away to who was that dude?
Was he
yours?
wearing a tank top?
I mean, kind of like taking account of what's this situation, because you're now in an intimate situation with this man.
Yeah.
Like, so what's going on here?
This is more intimate a situation with a man than I think I might have ever been in with a man before.
For sure.
And I can't even see him. And yet we're sharing something.
And you might have, though, seen him exit the stall.
May have.
I mean, if it's still warm, right? I'm just thinking airport is the thing. I mean, or office, I suppose. But like,
Well,
if it's still warm, you've likely seen your seat buddy.
I know it's interesting to think he said it's at work. And so there's only presumably a certain number of males at work. So you're really becoming intimate with a very small group of dudes who you're going to continue seeing.
Which I wonder too is if that intimacy is chosen, right? Like, do you see him
Oh,
go,
good
and then
point.
you're thinking, I guess I need to go too, but
Or, or,
subconsciously knowing that it's going to be warm.
or Todd eats Taco Bell every day, and you're like, I'm not going anywhere near Todd or the bathroom after Todd comes out of there. So I'm going to time my bathroom with the dude who is lean and on a healthy diet. And as soon as I see him exit, I'm rushing into the bathroom because I
To
want
catch
that
it,
warm seat.
to catch the warmth.
Yeah.
Which really, though, at the end of the day, we can all admit, I think, that the Japanese were right. That the toilet seat warmer is epic. Like the
And
Japanese and
self-cleaning, by the way.
yep, the self-cleaning Japanese toilet, where there is a South Park episode, I think, where one of the families gets the Japanese toilet for $5,000, worth every penny.
Yeah. I mean, let's just state it. The Japanese were right about everything.
Basically everything.
Basically.
Yeah. They were not right about, I guess they're right about everything.
Yeah, I'm going to give them everything. They're right about everything.
Yeah.
Smarter.
Igarashi, you straight up blew it. I mean, I guess you wear the flag, but
No, but they
blew
don't
it
wear
to come
tank
to-
tops. They don't wear tank tops. I don't see
Nope.
them in shorts. They do wear
a lot of
sandals.
flip-flops. A lot of
Yeah.
flip-flops, which I could almost imagine the Kelly Turtle Moon sandal going well in Japan. Maybe it's
That's
a
true.
full Japanese market.
He's going to be huge in Japan.
Kelly is such a dumb entrepreneur that he will blow that
Yeah.
badly.
I like turtles.
All right. And with that, thank you, Buell, buellsurf.com, promo code BuellGrit25. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We thank you for supporting the work.